So you're thinking about moving to Northwest Arkansas and you're looking for job opportunities. You're wondering, is the only game in town, is the only employer in town Walmart? Well, you might think that depending on where you look, my friend, but we're going to break down multiple different opportunities, multiple different job websites that you might be able to take a look at, maybe some of you haven't even heard of, to be able to find yourself employment here in Northwest Arkansas. I have a friend that's currently looking for a job, and he said, Anthony, it's a lot harder than what you might remember. When he and I were visiting, I realized it's been nearly 15 years since I've looked for a traditional job. So in doing this research for you today, I realized how painful it is to go page by page by page on this site, on that site, to look for employment. There's no doubt that Northwest Arkansas is growing, not just population-wise, but our job market is growing right alongside with it. Now, what you're looking for specifically might not exist in our market. For instance, amusement park operator. Because we don't have skyscrapers, we don't have doormen. Are there still elevator operators anywhere in the country? Well, there aren't any here in Northwest Arkansas that I know of. But I did find a job that was actually kind of interesting. It was donut maker for Krispy Kreme right off of Walton Boulevard. Now, I don't know if I took that job, if I'd be able to hold that one down for very long, eating all the product, but that was probably the most fun job that I saw during all this research. Depending on where you are in your career, you might be just getting out of college, or you might be retiring, or you've already retired and you're looking for something fun to do. Maybe a donut maker on the side, but you've probably visited sites such as Indeed.com, ZipRecruiter, Snagajob. You've probably looked at LinkedIn a time or two. It's possible that you've gone as far as going to a corporation's website to see what opportunities they have on their specific site that might not get syndicated out to those sites like Indeed or ZipRecruiter. And that's where my search started, my friend. I went to Indeed.com, and the criteria that I put into the search was full-time, and the keyword search was Bentonville. I'll save you from scrolling through all the details, but if you know me and you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I'm going to give you the numbers. There were 39 pages on Indeed.com that fit that criteria. There are 15 results per page. That's 578 job postings. Some of those were very recent, some of those were months old. You might be thinking the majority of those are Walmart jobs. Well, my friend, you'd be wrong, but I'm going to break that down for you. So knowing that Walmart is here, they're a major employer. They're one of the largest employers in the entire world. And of course, their headquarters being here in Bentonville. There's also ancillary jobs or consumer packaged goods companies that wouldn't be here unless it was for Walmart. So taking that into consideration, I looked at jobs that were specifically for Walmart, whether you're a retail employee working at the corporate level, or it's a job that's posted with a consumer packaged goods company or an ancillary company like Nielsen that provides data to Walmart. I was able to find that there were 85 of those 578 jobs were associated with Walmart. There was a plethora.
Would you say I have a plethora of piñatas? A what?
There was a plethora of other jobs that were in multiple different fields, such as vision, dental, medical, health, automotive, retail, the food industry, all different sorts of sales and managerial jobs, engineering jobs, construction trades, hospitality, working for the city, banking, finance, and then education. Now, let's break down something like construction, for instance. There were jobs in concrete, there were jobs in HVAC, in plumbing, in framing, roofing, multiple different jobs inside of that pillar itself. So, for instance, like medical, there were medical assistants all the way up to gastroenterologists, physical therapists, to oncologists that were job postings on Indeed.com. Unless I missed it, there wasn't a single job posting for Tyson Foods Corporation or JB Hunt Transportation. We'll get to those here in a little bit. Next, I went to LinkedIn. As you might know, LinkedIn is more of a social media platform, but there are jobs that get posted on LinkedIn. So again, same type of criteria as I did on Indeed. Over on LinkedIn, I searched within 25 miles of Bentonville, and there were over 1,000 results that came up. There's 25 results per page and 40 pages. Now here, my friend, is where I saw a lot of Walmart jobs post, again, from store level to where you might be a door greeter or an associate, or maybe you're working out at one of the distribution centers as a Walmart employee doing shipping and logistics, or maybe you're working at the home office as a manager or a director position over one of the many Walmart departments. Based on those two websites, I would say for more diversity, go to Indeed.com, and for more Walmart and consumer packaged goods jobs, I would check out LinkedIn. One of the cool features on LinkedIn is I could see who of my alumni from Azusa Pacific were actually working at some of those companies. I believe Walmart had 19 different APU alum that were working at Walmart. Now again, they were store level all the way up to corporate. Now I did notice there was a couple jobs on LinkedIn that were sprinkled in there for Tyson Foods, but still no jobs for JB Hunt Transportation, which I found surprising because they're headquartered just down the street in Lowell, Arkansas. After doing those two websites, I did see that ZipRecruiter.com is very similar to Indeed. Also, if you wanted to check out a website called Snagajob.com, there were many entry-level positions on there, all the way up to some of the corporate jobs that we've already discussed. Of course, I would be amiss if I didn't go to Walmart's website and see what total opportunities exist. As of yesterday, when I did most all the research for this video, there were 47,065 job postings. If that's anywhere around the world that Walmart has somebody employed. That said, I narrowed it down to Northwest Arkansas, which turned up 794 local results. And if you were curious to know, 77 of those were hourly, and 717 of those 794 were a salaried position. Then, of course, I went over to Tyson's website and checked out what opportunities exist there. There were 146 job postings in Arkansas. Some of those were not in Northwest Arkansas, but 99 of them were. And again, anywhere from working in a boiler house to being at the corporate level and working as a manager or some type of director position. And for good measure, of course, I went to JB Hunt's website to see how many local job postings they had, which that he totaled surprisingly only 26. Let's pause for a moment and think. Are all opportunities always posted online? Has there ever been a time when a friend told you about an opening that was coming in their department or at their job? This time could very well be like that time, and some of those jobs don't ever get posted. It's all about who you know, that word of mouth and that relationship. A couple other major employers in our areas, Washington Regional showed that there were 83 positions open. Of course, University of Arkansas, which is located in Fayetteville, showed 92 job postings for external applicants. On their webpage, they had external applicants, internal applicants. I didn't go into internal applicants, figured that might be a little skewed because if you're coming from somewhere else and not already employed or a student at the University of Arkansas, then you're probably most likely going to fit the external applicant category. Besides all those different websites, of course, there are restaurants, shops, local businesses, family-owned and operated businesses that have job openings that might not be posted on any one of those websites, and they might be asking some of their employees, hey, who do you know that would be a good fit for this position? So again, relationship is a lot. My buddy that was telling me about job searching, he's like, Anthony, it is so much harder than it used to be. I've applied for hundreds of different positions, and it seems like I'm getting overlooked. He and I are working together to try to figure out some different options for him, which brings me to my next topic, and that's entrepreneurial opportunities. Here in Northwest Arkansas, there's a couple resources you might want to check out if you're an entrepreneur. One of those would be startupjunkie.org. They have a resource called Kiva, which is a 0% loan up to $10,000 for those who can't get traditional financing to help with their startup. Over at the University of Arkansas, in their Office of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, they have the Green Outdoor Recreation Program, which helps encourage recreation types of entrepreneurialism, whether you're starting a bike rental company or maybe a trail building company or something along those lines in the outdoor world, camping, fishing, hunting. Here in the natural state, there's a lot of that going on. Let's say you have a product that you've been promoting at your local shop, wherever you live now. Imagine if you were here in Northwest Arkansas, right down the street from Walmart, and you could get your product on their shelves. The best way to do that is to be here local. It's about who you know, about running into different people. Of course, you could start up your own business. We touched base on some of those ideas. Maybe something in the outdoor space to accompany all of the natural wonders that we have here in Northwest Arkansas. I'm all about ideas, and a couple of really cool entrepreneurial ideas that I have seen online. I don't think they're here in Northwest Arkansas, or if they are, I haven't heard about them, and they're not well advertised. There's a gentleman online who talked about a business for his kids. His kids charge $2 each week to take your trash can from your house, bring it out to the curb. Then once the trash can is empty, they take it from the curb back to your house. $2 a week. Let's do some quick math. $2 a week, 150 homes in a neighborhood, that's $300 a week or $1,200 a month just for taking in and out trash cans. Now I understand some of the driveways here in Northwest Arkansas, mine's about 40 feet long, so taking our trash cans out, that's part of my kids and my chores each week is to take the trash can out. Another cool idea with trash cans is I've seen another gentleman online charge $10 a month to pressure wash the inside and clean out your trash cans. So $10 a month, 100 homes, that's $1,000 a month. Imagine if you combined that with the trash service of taking in and out the trash cans. It's a full service trash can person to take in and out your trash cans each week. Just imagine you're sleeping in bed and you hear the trash truck come around the corner and you go, oh man, I forgot to put out the trash can again this week. That's never happened to me. Speaking of pressure washers, have you seen driveways in Bella Vista? Bella Vista is unlike any other city we have in Northwest Arkansas. There is tree cover just about everywhere in Bella Vista, and some of those driveways are black. In my opinion, there's a huge opportunity for somebody with a pressure washing business to go and literally clean driveways in Bella Vista because of how much tree cover there is, turning those driveways black. The possibilities are endless, my friend, especially if you're looking to venture out on your own and cut your teeth on your own business. That being said, is all the opportunity in Northwest Arkansas associated with Walmart? No, a good portion of it can be, but that doesn't mean you have to work for Walmart or Sam's Club or even a CPG company. You could create your own company or go find a family-owned and operated business to work for. Start a lawn mowing company, holiday light company, window washing, landscaping, multiple different services that can be provided for all the homes that are being built. Here's a good idea. Go around to all the builders in Northwest Arkansas and propose to them being their job site cleanup. Almost every job site you go to, in fact, many of the municipalities require that you have some type of dump trailer on site, but many of the trades don't clean up after themselves. I'm not calling out specific trades. I'm calling out all of the trades, from plumbers, electricians, framers, you name it. They leave scrap everywhere. Imagine, Mr. Builder, what your job site would look like if people walked through and everything was spick and span. But maybe there's scraplets left over that could be used for something else as a byproduct. Maybe with all the scrap that you pick up, you could build doghouses, birdhouses, fittings, nails, rolls of tape, tape measures, hammers, tools that just get thrown away, left in the mud that contractor didn't pick up and they left for whatever and they just charged it to the job site. Think of all the new construction that happens in Northwest Arkansas. Let's just pick Bella Vista. There's 400 homes that get built in Bella Vista every year. Whether you're looking to be a donut maker, start your own business, or work for a corporation, it's always a pleasure to put this information together for you, my friend. And now you know a little bit more about what life is like in and around Bentonville. Thanks for watching.